yeah.
Because none of
Representation.
this really matters.
Yeah.
In film. And we're good.
Because
We're rolling.
none of this.
This is None of This Really Matters. Episode 65. And I'll allow you to introduce yourself.
I'm Jonathan. People call me Askew. My family calls me Askew.
Okay, now I remember.
Shit, what is there to say?
What do you yeah, you do a lot. That's what I was mainly gonna ask.
I do so much. Like, I started probably just doing art.
Yeah.
And from like art out of high school, I got into graphic design. I worked at a bunch of companies. I worked at Whole Foods doing like just sign art and stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's where I started. From there, I jumped to like product design, packaging design, and that expanded to like all these different like licenses. So like Marvel, like Pokemon, Minecraft, and that brought me to like a bunch of movies and shit.
Yeah.
So I had to like do a lot of research on movies. Found I liked them, but I mean I watched stuff as a kid, which really got me into like the arts.
Yeah.
And I mean that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm still making product. I'm working for like a company based out of Vegas, and we're just like making a bunch of products for Walmart, Target.
And where are you from?
I'm from DC, Washington DC. Well, I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
Based. I mean, everyone says DC because no one knows Maryland.
Yeah, our culture is
Yeah.
more DC than it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Rob grew up together.
Yeah.
Went to high school.
What
middle school.
age?
Middle school.
Elementary
I met
school?
Yeah, I met you in 6th grade.
Noel's class?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Then he lived down the street from me.
And
Damn.
that's where the journey started.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now we all over the place.
Yeah, I'm about to say John hated us at first.
I did.
He used to
I
tell
think I
us to
remember
shut
you
the-
telling me that.
He used to be like, shut the fuck up. He used to always just tell us that. Me and my boy Mark. He used to be like, shut the fuck up. You're like, we just want to be your friend.
It's like, nah, y'all saying just below. This
We
stuff,
did used to Jones.
y'all used to
though,
say
don't
some crazy shit.
Like what? Like what?
Well,
about your
I
bro?
came from the base
Oh,
where
that's
it's
right.
all fucking white people. So like from all the way to 4th grade, I was on base going through school.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And then I go to James R. Randall. It's all black kids. It was a completely different shift. I was like, what the fuck is
And
going
James Ryder was
on?
my first public school. Second public school, but I didn't go for a long time.
Right.
So I went to James Ryder. So I was like, I'm super excited right now to be a hood rat.
I was not
No.
excited about that shit. Yeah. But
yeah.
school was fun. Not really. And yeah, now I'm just working. I do a lot of art myself. I do photography.
Yeah.
I do painting. That's mostly where I'm focusing. I'm trying to get some type of like painting career started.
Yeah. Because as long as I've known of you, I've seen like he kind of just does what, like you do what you want.
Right.
Like whatever is cool, I guess. Not like I don't want to say cool, but just you just do what you want to do.
Yeah,
And it just so happens to be cool shit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, Rob's told me what you've done and shown me like your artwork, and I've seen your artwork. And it's just like so like you're not like trying to, I can tell like you're not trying to do shit for other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Like there's no real like any kind of filter to it.
Yeah.
And so like any kind of art like that,
Well, I appreciate that.
I
Thank
really
you.
I'm really into it. And so ever since I found out about it, well, I think it was after we started the podcast, I found out about you because I was just like, we should have had him make like the cover art like for the thing because I do graphic design as well.
I love the fucking cover art. That joint is awesome.
I was just telling Rob like last week or like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I can't remake that. Because of like, if you look like in the background of it, it's all like swirly, whatever. Because I was just fucking around on it. So there's no way you can get like an exact replica of it. Like I can't remake it. I just have to stick to like the.
I mean, that's the best part
file I
about
have.
making something. Is like that one time you got it right, and you can't recreate that.
Because it was something as the background, and I think I just fucked it
Just
all
like
up.
distorted it.
Yeah, and put like a texture over it.
See, that's the best. Just like complete exploration.
Because we had one that looked like I made one of the first ones, and it looked like a Looney Tunes type cover.
with like the red.
It was blue.
Like
it was like a blue that faded into black, and it was like circles and shit like that. And I think Rob and Menda were like, it kind of looks like cartoonish. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And it just, like when you get like a little critique like that,
Right.
and it just gets to you and it can't leave your mind, and you're like, it looks like that. So I got to make something completely different.
Right.
So I took that and swirled it and distorted it and fucked it all up. And then that ended up being it.
Okay. That's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Right. That's the way I love the creative process.
Yeah.
The podcast was what? Nate was like, I want to record. And then like a week later, he had a cover. And then like a week after that, we were on the podcast.
Yeah.
We were like 4 episodes. We keep telling people there's like 4 episodes nobody has heard it yet.
Because
Like, they recorded for like a whole month.
yeah, because
Like some test runs.
or
They
we
were
were
real
like the
episodes.
intent was to release them, but I think after like 3, we were like, let's you not use those.
Yeah.
Like freeform. We were just talking. We were just like,
We had
"What's
no
up, guys?"
groove.
Yeah, it was just kind of getting the feel for talking, for a
That's
thing.
what I like. I love the organicness of a conversation, even on like a professional.
We try to do that. I mean, we do it, but it's like, well, I don't want to say we try to keep it organic. We more try to not keep it, like, okay, we're going to talk about this and then this and then this and then this, and then don't stray away from anything. Just keep it add to the structure.
Like, so what are your
Yeah, because I listen to film podcasts, and there's only like one that I listen to like every week, and they
Right.
come out with like 2 episodes a week. But they're like a network, and they release podcasts.
they have like a whole team dedicated to
yeah,
doing
where
all
there's
this.
like the same people aren't controlling Instagram, the same people aren't controlling Twitter, shit like that. But it's like cool people are on the or like one cool person where it's just like he's into cool shit. He's like a nerdy white dude, but like he has like some good takes, and I fuck with him.
Okay.
And but every single other one where it's just like, say I watch like an old movie, and I'll look up on Spotify like the name of the movie, and I'll look for podcast episodes about it.
Right.
And then it's just people who's like, okay, so in 1966, John, and it's just
It's like the complete backstory of
and it's like, what do you think about it? I'm more because I always like hearing people talk about movies, and that's why I wanted to make it, is because I don't want like a fucking essay about it.
Yeah.
I want
you want to know like what's the sweetness that you liked of the movie.
yeah,
and then-
like a deep dive, and
Right.
I don't want like like a film school essay, on like this movie, old ass movie. Like I just want like people talking about it.
Okay.
And so and there's none like it. Once I realized there was none like it, I was like, why don't I be that and just like talk about it? And then I realized the podcast that I like, it's called The Big Picture.
Okay.
And they just do new movies. And after a while, I was like, we should start doing, and this a while, we were like, we should start doing new movies and making it topical, because before we were just kind of like choosing what we wanted, which isn't bad, but we were just kind of just choosing.
You
what
want
we
some type of structure.
Yeah, and we were figuring it out. Obviously,
Also, because pandemic.
yeah.
Right.
There
We-
was nothing
Pandemic
coming
pod.
out.
Yeah, and
Like
we were
most
just like,
other
fuck, because we wanted to make a podcast for a minute, not a movie one, but just a
Just something.
podcast.
Yeah.
Because there would be, when they moved here, it would be me, all 4 of us, including my brother. We would be sitting outside for like 4 hours all night, just talking, and we were like, one of us would be like, we have to have a podcast, dude, like just to like have it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys have you figured out what you want to do, and you have a subject on it, which is the hardest part. The subject is always trying to figure out what to paint.
Because that's what
make.
everybody says is like, there's no movie podcasts. Like I don't. I think one of our guests, Angelo, he said like, I don't have a movie podcast
Yeah.
until you guys. made
Yeah, I have
one.
not listened to any type of movie podcast until Rob was like, "Yo, I have a podcast."
Mm-hmm. And there's been
Check it
people I know, like close friends, that are like, you changed the way I watch movies.
For sure.
And I'm like, what? That's
Yeah,
wild.
100%.
And I'm like, because it's crazy. Because like one, because from the way I look at it, I always like zoom out, and I'm like, these are just just movies. Like there's not really anything special. That's again like the origin of like none of this really matters.
I
'Cause it's-
mean, no, someone took the time. There's a whole team dedicated.
yeah,
to
because it is art.
each
you know?
movie.
Yeah.
Like even that worst one, was it Winslow? Like that thing's like now a cult classic.
Mm-hmm. And people don't. I try to tell me and Nate always try to bring that up. Like the idea of a collaborative effort. Like the movie is the most collaborative art that exists. Like
Yeah.
to have 17 different jobs come together. To
being a director and directing a cinematographer, a makeup artist, directing hairstylist, directing actors, directing everything. It's just like, because I played football, like I told you earlier, in high school, and I compared like the director a while ago on the podcast. I forgot when I said it, but I remember saying like being a director is like being like the quarterback, like when you snap the ball and like you're in that pocket for like 5 seconds.
Right.
And there's like so much chaos happening. And like but like for a second, you're like, I'm kind of in control for like that little moment. And that's like kind of what directing a movie is like. Cause there's like this HBO documentary about Steven Spielberg. And he's one of the best. Like,
yeah, of course.
He made everything. If you look at all his movies, and when you watch his documentary, he's like, the whole time I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm just like, well, that's kind of relieving.
I mean, it's fake it till you make it, but you're always faking it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like you kind of like act like you got it together, but you know like the end goal is to like get out what you want.
Yeah.
Or it may not be what you have wanted in the beginning.
I mean, it'll never be the exact.
It'll never be
the exact thing you had vision in your head, but then the creative process is always, you're ever changing things as you go. Yeah.
And it's like that with graphic design. It's like that
everything.
With
it's like that
photography,
with everything. Music. Right.
Because when you take a picture like on a camera, you don't know what it's gonna look like until a week from now.
Right.
So you're like, I wonder how that's gonna turn out.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And so that's why the beauty of all art is like,
it's
all an expression.
I'm gonna jump. You say you do like film and stuff, right? Are you shooting like?
I'm not shooting on like movies.
Yeah.
On film. No.
Oh.
I fucking no. I just do film photography.
Okay.
Like I'm not like a photographer.
Yeah.
But I do really enjoy shooting on film, like pictures.
Okay.
And but like as far as like video, it's all digital for now.
Okay.
I always tell Rob and Menda like the dream, like for some reason I want to do a podcast on film to see like what that's like.
Oh, right, like a Super 8 or something. That'd be sweet.
Who?
Do a podcast on film.
Oh, you mean like record it?
On film, yeah. And just see what happened. And then like stop, change out a role, and then fucking do it again.
That was just a random thought that popped in my head. I had to get
No,
it out.
I do want to. That's like one thing I want experience on, which was crazy because there was this tattoo. I'm talking a lot.
No, I mean, I'm a listener, so you can talk.
I feel like people are here is like, oh, a guest.
I'll like interject in and like just throw a random story
do
that I have.
Please interrupt.
All right, I'll try.
But there was this tattoo artist from here, and he had his own studio, or I think he still has it. And he's super into movies and music. Like his studio looks super dope. And then I just saw he bought 2 of the like these Arri Alexa cameras, and it was the same camera. He told me, he was like, it's the same camera they used to shoot Moonlight, and I was like, oh fuck. And he was like, yeah, they're like $80,000 each.
What the?
And then he owns them, and I was like, fuck, dude. And he was like, I want to shoot
something to come back here for this.
And then he was just like, do you have any experience doing this? And I'm like, absolutely not. and he was like, and I was telling him like, I want to like learn though. Like I want to be like, let me come through to the studio like while you're using the camera. And then I didn't hear.
Never hit him back.
And he was just like, he was weird too. Like he was a fake. My brother doesn't fuck with him. Nobody in the tattoo industry fucks with him. He's one of the best in Arizona. Like he tattooed like Amari Stoudemire.
Okay, so it's like it's a network that you're kind of like tapped into.
Yeah, he like tattooed like Buda Baker for the Cardinals.
Okay.
He tattooed Amari Stoudemire like in his house. Like Amari Stoudemire pulled up to his house.
Shit.
And got a tattoo from him like back in the day, like 10 years when he was playing for the Suns.
And so he's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, and he's great. He's a great tattoo artist. But
I mean, he
I don't
gotta
fuck
be
with him.
with those $2 $80,000 cameras.
He's fake. He's fake as fuck. So, but that's why I'm not
that's
saying
the whole industry's fake.
That's why I'm not.
That's
why I'm not saying his name. But
no matter what part of the industry you in,
right? It's always a battle.
Yeah. So
we talk about that with DC a lot. A lot of fake ass people in DC too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, DC's in such a like, we're all like competing with ourselves that it's hard to like put. But I'm not gonna talk. I'm at the bottom of the fucking ring in DC.
Everybody there in DC is at the bottom.
Right.
We can't stop fighting long enough.
Do you know who the Mallory brothers are? The twins. I was just asking his sister the other day.
Is that Mike?
No,
Mike Mallory?
it's Terrence and Terrell. They're from
That's Clips, right?
PG County.
That's not Clips, right?
No.
They might be related. You never know.
I have
no.
I don't.
They're like from PG County.
Okay.
And but I just ask everybody from DC if they know them. But because I want to get them. That's like one of like it's a goal for sure.
Who are they?
They're like these. I found them out when I was like a junior in high school.
Okay.
They used to do like reactions, like to new albums. Like that's how I found out about them when Drake dropped More Life.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped like a reaction to More Life, and I just for some reason I just fucked with them. I was like, they're funny. And
they got like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do vlogs. I never watched any of their vlogs or anything, but like I just always fucked with them. Like, cause I always think reaction videos are corny.
Yeah.
But like there was something about them where I was like, I actually fuck with them.
They give you like, me and my wife, we watch like this breakdown thing about the albums and stuff where like they'll listen to it and then like explain kind of like, oh, I like this beat, like the beat follow this melody.
Yeah.
Similar to like that.
Yeah.
I see what you're getting at.
And just like the way they like talk to each other, they're brothers, so it's like they talk shit about each other, whatever. And
I'm gonna have to look them up.
yeah, and they have their own podcast. They just started their own podcast. Like now, they just did like episode 104, so like 2 years.
So they've been doing this
for a little minute,
a couple years,
Yeah,
and they're from PG County.
At least since I've been here 4 years, at least.
Yeah, because I found out about them like 2016, 2017. And I just been watching all their YouTube videos, and they didn't start a podcast for a while.
Okay.
And then not until like 2 years ago. But I didn't start listening to their podcast until like maybe a year ago, like over a year ago.
All right. Yeah. PG. I wish there was like more. I have no idea like who's up and coming from the city, up and coming from the area. We have just like no type of network there.
When we start making any kind of like noise, we leave to the other big cities, like
Right.
Atlanta, New York, LA. We'll go out there before we stay in DC and like try to pop off.
Yeah, I think that's like over here. People go to LA, and it's just like because people here. I know people here that try to go to New York, and it's just like that doesn't fit.
No.
What you're trying to do at all.
No,
Yeah.
you're energy. You have to be a special type of person.
Like you don't get like you're way too chill. People here are way too chill for New York, and it's just like, but like there is for the past few years, there's been a big uprising and like a lot of new artists, not only in music. You
Right.
know, there's been good like graphic designers. There's fashion designers here. There's no podcasters I know. I mean, we know one. I was a guest on.
What?
I was a guest on his show.
Everyone's laughing.
I was a guest on his show. Rob came with me, and Rob can tell you like it was.
But this is why we're professional. Why you were like, oh, you guys are professional. That podcast is why we are the way we are now.
Because he had the equipment and shit like for like he hired a producer and
Right.
shit like that, and it was just but him was like a weird vibe.
He wasn't he didn't have the juice.
It was industry. It was more like, hey guys, I'm this. Like it was like MTV kind of.
True.
vibe.
I mean, it makes money. Sometimes it makes money.
I told Nate, I was like, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that does take off. Though.
Yeah.
You can fake it as hard as he did, then
Yeah, because he
somebody
was
like that shit.
like, yeah, he had the like, oh, if he knew it, he was like, if I fucking present myself well, and you know, be super engaging,
Yeah.
but he was like the over engaging, and like he was smiling, and he's like, yeah, right. So you're from Phoenix, and he would say right a lot. He's like, so you're from Phoenix, right? So and you do graphic design, right? And I'm just like, yeah, and then I just, but he was so like distracted.
Okay.
Like as far, because you know how you say like this is like organic conversation, whatever, but like he was like very
he
like
was
the
more of just like
aware
trying
of-
to like stay on schedule, trying to.
yes.
You've called it the stay on schedule
Right, that
thing.
joint.
He was one of those guys. Like we're supposed to start at 7:30. 7. He was a collegiate football player, so I told him.
Yeah,
I
he was
like, I
very
think
to the
that-
book.
Yeah, he took that kind of. He's still, and I didn't know he was young. He's like 23, 22 or something like that. Like not
He's something
that
like
old.
that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think he just, was trying to carry that professionalism, like be on time.
And I
type of
respect
stuff.
it.
Yeah,
Shit.
At
It's
that
like-
age, hell yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I
I
was not.
respect it,
Your
but
other friends aren't doing it.
Exactly.
I
They're doing
respect-
something.
Yeah.
I respect it, but it's just like chill out.
The way, you didn't like the way it was being presented.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, and like he was like prepping himself. He was just like like saying a prayer, and I'm like, bro, we're talking, like, I'm just like,
I mean, some people be in their heads about it. Like me.
I guess,
I be in my head about it.
I guess so, but
You not yet. You chilling right now, so it ain't.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm listening to y'all talk. Y'all have great conversation. We can talk about
yeah.
movies.
So, what's your favorite movie? I'm just playing. No, but what's your favorite movie?
What am I? I'm into like the thriller, not thrillers, but like the joints that just kind of just like surprise you.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprise, kind of like give you that like what is happening, like the whole movie.
Yeah, we were talking about Enemy
Yeah.
earlier. Like,
Yeah.
when's the last time you watched that?
I only watched it that one time. It was probably like right after I listened to the podcast. Probably a couple days after. Probably 3-4 months ago.
Oh, okay, not that long ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
And like that movie, that was the first time you seen it, and it like caught your eye, or what?
Yeah, I knew of the director, and you were talking more about the director.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I like that director's movies.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve.
I like the.
He does. He did Dune.
Yeah.
And like Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, Blade Runner. I just like the view, the style. That's what
Yeah.
it's called, the style.
Yeah, the aesthetic of it all. Yeah.
And he did like me and my girlfriend just watched Sicario like a couple weeks ago, and he did that.
Okay.
And just like the way like you said, like his directing style is very like distinctive. Like, is it, that movie Prisoners
I haven't watched it. What's
with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal? As well, like where his daughter goes
Don't
missing.
feel bad. if
I
you
haven't watched
We
it.
haven't seen
Yeah.
a lot.
I
of
thought
movies
Enemy
that-
and Prisoner was the same movie because they both had Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
So I
the
watched
same
this one-
director. Yeah.
I haven't watched Prisoners yet though.
But like, my point is just like that movie's about a dude's daughter goes missing,
Mm-hmm.
and he's on his way to, find her.
Save her, right?
And it's like Jake Gyllenhaal's the detective, and he's trying to figure out too. Oh fuck. Excuse me, but like I'm just thinking like Denis Villeneuve directing that movie could have easily been like that movie Taken, where it's like an action movie where he's trying to find his daughter and shit like
Right.
that. But like the way he goes about it is like super like human and shit like that. And the same thing with, have you seen Sicario?
I haven't.
Damn.
I understand what you're getting
But
at. You're
it's
talking,
like because it's about a girl being like crossing the border and doing like FBI shit.
yeah, that has Benicio del Toro, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the way he goes about like violence and the way it's like shown and portrayed, and the main girl Emily Blunt is in it. She's
Yeah.
the main character, and it's like everything's going on, but it's like in her perspective. Like there's like this whole scene at the border, but like there's like it cuts to like her reactions and her face.
Okay.
And like just the way it goes about all this crazy shit, it could easily be an action movie, but it's like more of just like you're just like, what the fuck is going on? It's just crazy.
Okay.
Like it makes you feel like you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Like through her, because she's like, what the fuck is going on?
You're getting more of just her perspective on like what all the crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
How she's feeling in that moment.
Yeah, and all like the fucked upness
Yeah.
of like going against the rules and shit
True.
like that. And it's a wild movie, but Enemy is also like a trippy movie.
Yeah.
That's a very like different from the rest of his movies.
Yeah. I think it's more of like the style, like the director would shoot it. So like you're saying like a different director shot that same movie, it would look completely
It
different.
would be weird. It
Yeah.
wouldn't even go like be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Enemy is it's trippy because of the cloning thing and the spider and the ending.
Yeah, the spider I didn't understand, but it was. I just like the mystery that the movie presented. And
Yeah, because the ending, spoiler, but like the ending when he walks into the room, or his wife goes into the room and then he follows her,
yeah.
and then it shows there's this big ass spider
At the
in the
at the
room.
very end, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just shows his face, and then it cuts and it's over, and you're like, the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck was that? I was like, all right, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then you gotta like watch it again.
Okay, so I have to watch it again to understand what the fuck happened.
Yeah, like a lot of those like suspenseful movies you're talking about are like often better
The second time.
The second time around, because like what other movies like have you seen like of that genre? Like, do you think of like or not even it doesn't even have to be that genre, but like more of just kind of that kind that you enjoy,
towards, yeah.
that really like keep you thinking, or you're thinking about it a day later.
I enjoy everything really. Like I can watch an action movie. I can.
You're not like picky.
Slightly, but like I'm not gonna sit and watch like a Dan Cook rom com.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But like I'll sit and watch I don't know, Troy a second time, a third time.
Yeah, that movie's fucking good.
Yeah. See that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's one of the movies we had on DVD as a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know because I know you listen to the podcast, but like my dad has like this huge DVD collection. But the way he would buy movies, he would do it by actor. Like he would be like, oh, Bernie Mac, we need all Bernie Mac movies. Or like Denzel, we need all Denzel movies. We need all Brad Pitt movies.
I like that, breaking it up into the actors.
Or
and
like
going
Ashton
through those shit.
Kutcher movies and shit like that. We had like Butterfly Effect and fucking Guess Who and shit like that. But like,
did you have it like you had it like all like sectioned off?
No, it was all scrambled. But it wasn't until Menda told me, like a year ago.
Like that's how he was buying them.
Yeah, like we would go to Blockbuster, keep the movies, don't even return them, and shit like that.
They keep every movie from every rent. I think they're the.
I mean, sooner or
McGeorge's
later they'll go out of business and they'll stop looking for you.
McGeorge's are the reason why they went out of business.
Yeah, Redbox, game over.
That was like, come on, you gonna give me this and no one's
You can't go find me.
no one's gonna come looking for this,
Right.
please.
But what about like graphic design? Like, what got you? Is there something that got you into that? Like, what was your journey into discovering that and becoming where you are now?
Probably music. I mean, of course, it all starts with music. As a kid, you get like a Walkman.
Yeah.
And-
Not me, but yeah.
50 Cent, Kanye West come out, then your whole world's upside down. Right?
How old are you?
Right, 32?
Yeah.
32?
That's solid.
Yeah, so those came out with middle school. Yeah, school was done.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's game over.
right, I'm done doing this. And I just started doing art from then.
Like, it was the music that like inspired you. Were like,
For sure.
It just gave you a picture in your head.
Yeah, easily.
I feel that because I remember I forgot what got me into graphic design, because I only do like Photoshop.
Yeah.
Like I never knew how to do Illustrator. I still don't, but like Photoshop, I think I was like watching movies, and then I really wanted like a movie, like a cool movie poster like in my room or whatever, and I was just like, like all these are whack, like all the ones like for my favorite movies, like the poster's not that cool. So I was like, I'm gonna just make my own. Like I'm gonna just figure out how to make my own, and then I started like making them, and I was like, this is fucking cool. And then I started like selling them, like just like I would post them. They used to be like all on my other Instagram, and then people would be like, I want to buy one of these. And then like during the pandemic, that's when I made the website, and then people were just buying it all up.
Shit.
And shit like that. Or people were like, can you make one for this? And I would like charge them like $100 extra for like a custom like movie that I haven't made already.
I mean, that's the way you do it right there.
And I was just like, sure. And like there were some whack ass movies that people wanted. I'm just like, you want a poster for this? Like,
Let me get a poster of Spawn.
like you get a cool ass poster for like a shitty movie. I'm just like, all right, like.
I mean, that's actually badass. I did not know that. That's super badass.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like people would get like not kids movies, but just kind of like not adult movie, like movies that kind of fit the vibe of like the kind of art I'm making.
What's the craziest, like the weirdest one you made?
Like people wanted like like Studio Ghibli, like animation.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like people wanted like a Princess Mononoke. I'm pretty sure.
That's badass.
Oh, it's a good movie, but it's just like it doesn't fit the art I was making.
I see.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just kind of like it doesn't. It's a weird.
That's the stuff I like.
It's a
to do,
juxtaposition.
I like to do the one that like completely doesn't fit my like mold. Like I've done like weird, like like those anime booby mouse pads.
Yeah.
I've done a line of those. I love that project. I had a blast doing that project.
I'm gonna need one of those.
I have no idea where they're at.
But
yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of that and during the pandemic, and then eventually I was just like towards 2021, I was starting to get serious about like starting a podcast, and I was like, you know what, let's do it. Like I asked Rob, I was like, what do I need? And then I just bought this,
all the stuff.
and then I was like, let's try it. And then ever since, and then it turned out to be fun, and then we just ended up doing it every week.
Right.
And now that like we're on YouTube and we have like an audience, it's like, oh fuck, we kind of like have to do, like, you know.
You gotta stay consistent.
Yeah,
with it.
but once you're in it, you're like, this is what you're talking about.
And that's the thing about, like you said, consistent. Like that's the thing about the podcast that I was the guest on for that dude. He wasn't consistent. That was the only like weird part about it. Was like he had that professional thing, like sort of social media presence, but it was like he would come out with an episode like once every other month. You know what I mean? And or like he would come out with one episode, and then 2 months later an episode, and then like 3 weeks later an episode, and then like 5 months later an episode.
Yeah, I understand.
And it was a single shot podcast. It wasn't like there was an editing problem. There was this one shot like this.
It was just like if we had one camera, microphone, and they're in his living room.
Yeah.
A bright ass fucking LED light in front of us, and I was like, not even an LED, like just a ring light.
It's just he's like the you know, like the guy that plays basketball and has like all the
Yeah,
but he's not the best. That's me. But yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like you need the best equipment before you can get motivated.
Yeah, but
Some people are like
But
that.
the quality of it was
everybody knows like it's not the equipment that makes you. It makes you look
Professional.
It looks professional.
Yeah.
But if you ain't using it properly, you ain't mixing right or cutting the video up right or any of that.
yeah. Like when
shit.
Rob told me you were staying at a fancy hotel, I was like, let's shoot it there. Like let's go.
Like why not?
Let's pull up because this is fucking beautiful.
This is not something we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like being professional, and honestly, it's weird. It's like weird imposter syndrome, where it's just like people like Angelo has said it. You just said it, like where it's like, wow, you guys are professional, and I'm like, we are. Like, I guess. So.
But yes, we are.
No,
actually.
I am. I'm like, no, yeah, we are.
Yeah, I never feel professional.
It's been a process of being like, and I'm sure that's every artist,
right.
of being like, you know what, I am good. Like I'm a good artist.
Yeah, I mean to be an artist, it's very cringe. You gotta put yourself out there.
It's hard. Like posting shit on my story, like, hey, new episode is the hardest thing to ever do.
So I still have not. I don't tell people nothing. I'll put stuff on my website. Don't say nothing about it. If you find it, you find it.
Yeah. We've had hour-long conversations about that. Like we're literally all of us. We are talking about how terrible we are at Instagram or just social media promotion in general.
Right.
Bad at.
Because I mean, it's a business in itself doing that. Like
Yes.
you're spending your
That's
whole
a
time.
whole another thing you gotta like. That's why people pay people to do that.
You're right.
And it's like there's no way I'm gonna have the confidence to do that. Like I don't know, but yeah, like I said, it is like that with
Yeah.
a lot
Sometimes
of
I'll
artists.
just get messed up and just then post random shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're just
confidence.
feeling it, and you're like, you know what, I'll fucking post
Like this
everything.
ain't sweet anyway, man. How could they not like this?
Like, yeah.
But they gonna love this 6 likes.
Like, that's the part that hurts your feelings. You be like, I thought everyone was gonna love this. I have one video where I literally didn't do anything but laugh at a video. I did a reel where I laughed at a video. That video where I laughed at the girl with the dog, that video has 350 likes. That's my most liked video by far, simply because I'm laughing at a girl's. You know, I got off of Instagram after that. I was like, this is fucking stupid. I was
Yeah.
like, this is dumb.
Some people
because-
will take that and then make that their whole career. They'll be like, that shit worked. It worked the
Yeah.
first time.
Like there's people like on TikTok or whatever that'll like take like I've seen there's this dude that I don't know his name or anything, but I saw a bunch of his videos where it's like he'll take like audio snippets of like a comedy stand-up special,
Right.
of like Kevin Hart, like a big one, and he'll like voice over it and like act it out if it's a scenario, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It was kind of like a drunk history.
A
Right.
little bit, but it's like
Or
weird.
more along the lines of the voiceover people who like voice over Instagram videos. You ever seen those? Like, it was really big like last year, especially during the pandemic. People would do like famous meme videos, but then they would just like take the audio from it and then reenact it. And I was like, this is the lowest form of
Yeah, I know what you're talking
entertainment
about.
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life. You're literally taking somebody else's Instagram video and just taking the audio from him. Like, I'm just
That's
gonna
literally
reenact
why I
it.
hate that. What's lip sync battles?
Yeah,
That's the end of culture. Like
corny.
I hate that shit where it's like.
It's like it's Sodom and
There's this-
Gomorrah.
there's
Just burn
this-
it down. We're done here.
There's
The
a
Lord's
comedian.
wrath.
There's a comedian named Bo Burnham.
Okay.
And he has like some specials on Netflix where he literally calls out all the shit like that. And I'm just like, I'm glad there's somebody in the public eye that can call this out. But obviously people ignore him and shit. But like, he's not that famous. But it's just like, I'm glad somebody that's like in that
He's
industry.
like this grinds my gears.
Yeah, even him like making fun of the shit like he's doing as he's doing it, being like meta, like very meta and
Right.
self-aware, which is like something I feel. That's why I like is I feel like a lot of people go
Yeah.
through that, where it's just like the fact that I'm sitting down with microphones to have a conversation, like it's weird when
Yeah.
you think about it, but it's just like. But this is just like a fun thing to do. It's what people do. It's like this. It's like how you think about movies, where it's just like these are people playing dress up and like recording it.
True.
And but it's like fun to watch and it's fun to do, and there's just like there's both sides
Yeah.
to like everything really.
It's kind of like it's more of like a peek into like someone else's reality, right? Which I think is kind of the ultimate seller.
And it's just weird to it's weird to think too much about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I try not to. I try to just be like, yeah, I have a podcast.
I love thinking about shit like that. I love going deeper down.
That's too much for me because it's easy to do that. It's
Yeah,
easy
for
to
sure.
be like, I'm fucking stupid and I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I want attention. But it's like, you know, I don't know.
No, I drive off of that stuff. You're a jackass. Keep going.
Kanye, he has called Kanye an asshole from day one and loved him from day one.
I mean, you gotta
Like, this
separate the
dude's
art from the artist, man. You have to.
Like, this dude's insane, but he is one of the
No,
greatest people of our time. Period. Point blank. You called it from day one that dude was a nut job.
No, Kanye, I'm guessing you saw the documentary.
Oh yeah, we went to the movies. One of our boys
They saw like
dragged
the
us.
early access. I
for
wanted
that.
to go.
Well, one of our boys dragged us to the movies, and of course, like Julian and Enrique,
Yeah.
they were like, "This is
fell
on
asleep.
Netflix."
They fell asleep.
No, they were pissed. It was on Netflix. They were like, "We paid to watch this."
Because I think
But it's on
Sammy might stand him more than you.
I think so as well.
Me and Sammy had an argument. Me and Sammy have never argued until it was Kanye. We have only argued over Kanye West.
Where are we at in the
ever.
podcast right now?
37.
Okay. Because now we're hitting Kanye.
We could do this for like 6 hours.
What's your favorite Kanye album?
Oh man, I definitely like jump around. So like my favorite right
It
now.
depends on the mood
Yeah,
or like what day it is.
I would say like 808s. And man, I love Donda. People hate that joint.
I loved it. I love every single one.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, they're all great. Yeezus.
Like I've never been like this is mid. Like I've never even said it's mid. Like every single one is great.
Yeah.
Like even Jesus is King. I was like people were hating it, but I'm like, do you not understand like this mix? Like I've always told Rob he changed the way I listen to music. And but like when you listen to Jesus is King, that shit is crazy. It
Right.
sounds so big.
It does.
It's insane.
I like the grand scale of all.
It sounds so big, and I was like, that is insane. And then, but it's also so like small at the same time. Like it's
Yeah.
very like,
It's intimate.
it's very
Yeah.
like innocent, and it's very just like it's talking to you.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what gospel music is, you know. But my favorite is Yeezus.
Yeezus?
And it's always been my favorite. And
Did you go to the tour?
I was like 12.
How old
But-
are you?
I'm 21.
Oh man.
Yeah, you didn't know how young you was. I was like, you could tell by the like little things that you were saying. You're like,
So
yeah,
you-
like a Walkman. You
I
were
was
like,
like,
they
what?
was like, nah.
Not me.
It's like I was smoking weed at the Yeezus
think about
concert.
this. I think, he was born the year we met, like 2000. That's the
Yeah.
way to think about
Yeah,
it.
we were like
Damn.
12.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeezus was my first CD I've ever bought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
My joint was Eminem, Slim Shady
Yeah.
LP. That is
But Yeezus was always my favorite album.
okay.
And like of not even my favorite Kanye album, like favorite
Pure
album.
album.
It's because it's perfect 10 songs. It's like 40 minutes long.
Yeah. Do
And-
you listen to Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd, just
Just
Dark Side of the Moon.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. That's enough.
Like
it's the same sound to me, kind of.
Off the wall, brick in the wall.
Yeah, it's like off
the wall.
Yeah, brick in the wall.
Some shit like that. I don't listen to Pink Floyd.
Okay, that's where I think he gets a lot of his sound.
I should have just said that. I don't listen to Pink Floyd.
Yeah, listen to Pink Floyd. He has a like, it's like probably the closest match to fucking Kanye. I can like, like I know he pulls
as
all
far
his,
as like
all
mastery.
his inspiration. Yeah, it's just, it's like damn. When I found this, I was like, this is it. It's like the pureness of what Kanye
listens. When Pete like, I think when you tell people like, when I tell people I'm a producer, they're like, hey, listen to this, and it's like, you don't really like. It doesn't really work like that. It's like I'm not gonna. I think everybody thinks you're Kanye. Kanye is the only person that does Kanye.
When you see
pulls from anywhere he can find.
He's just an art director at this point. Yeah.
He doesn't care what vinyl it is. It could be a Middle Eastern like whatever the fuck, and he's like, okay, I found it. Like he will build a beat from 7 different vinyls into one song. Like most, I will say 99% of producers don't work like that. Most of us are working from one record, maybe 2, but Kanye is the only one that does Kanye. Like he listens to every genre of music that exists and loves it, I believe.
Yeah, there's like a theory. Like I saw this one Instagram post where people were connecting like movie directors to artists, and there was like the Kanye and Tarantino.
Yeah,
because they're both insane.
Yeah,
and they both pull from everything and then like just amalgamate it into one thing.
For sure.
And then like just one big melting pot of just like, oh, this is pulled from there, this is pulled from there, this is pulled from there, this is inspired by this is influenced by this. And that's like really how it is, where it's just kind of you. And that's the thing, you gotta like love it too.
You do.
Like to make movies and to make music.
So I mean, to push the boundaries like that, of course, you have to love it, because then you're like just experimenting at that point and see what you can make.
And that's exactly what Yeezus is.
Yeah.
When people hated it, I was like, hated it, and like because when I was 12, when that album came out, it came out in like June, and actually a couple of days ago, I think yesterday was like the 9-year anniversary, or a couple of days ago was like the 9-year anniversary.
I couldn't imagine listening to it at 12.
Dude, that's the only thing I listened to, because I bought it and I remember I played it in the car and my parents were like,
so like Black Skinhead came on and you're a 12-year-old, you're just a banging Black Skinhead.
Yeah, like New Slaves like came on and I was like, this shit is like powerful.
Okay, I can see it at that point. That was like Eminem to me.
And I would come home from school I got out of school at 3, but my parents got off at work at 5, so I took the bus home and I put the CD in my Xbox. And every single day I put the CD in my Xbox and played that shit out loud. Like 4 times I listened to the album every day until the CD like messed up. And then I was like, I gotta buy another one, and I never got another one. But then I found out what Spotify was like a few years later, like high school.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, like I can just listen to it.
There's more.
And I didn't have a phone until like my junior year, like 2016.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, I can get Apple Music and fucking listen to every song ever. And then but Yeezus was like always my shit.
That's just the one that opened the door. Yeah.
And like also like the inspiration behind it of like not like Kanye didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Like that was a wild era for Kanye, like right after Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
And like everything, like Watch the Throne and the Coldest Winter or Cruel Winter.
Cruel Winter. The Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer.
The other one was Cruel Summer, and then the something Winter. Cruelest Winter?
I think there was gonna be a Cruel Winter, but it never released.
Never happened. That was supposed to come after the.
I mean, you can't take him for his word. Yeah. For the fucking
everything's supposed to
that,
about to drop.
I think it was that when he was doing the one a week, the album a week thing with Tiana
Good
Taylor,
Fridays.
Designer.
That was great.
That was a great time.
That was an awesome time.
The Good
for
Fridays
music.
were.
That was awesome.
Designer's album was actually good.
Designer's album,
yeah.
Nas's album. I had to go back like a year ago. I listened to it. I was like, oh, this is.
Oh, the one when they were in like Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
That's when everybody was going to Wyoming to make their albums for Kanye.
Yeah, even Drake.
Did you hear the story behind that? He was like making amends with his like, cause he did like Cudi wrong. He did
Drake wrong.
Yeah, he didn't bring Drake up there, but he did like Cudi wrong, Tiana Taylor wrong.
But
and
he
was
just
like making
him on Drink Champs recently?
Yeah, then he went back and did
it. He did the Kanye thing.
But he like made amends with them by making their albums up there, Nas and shit. And then I guess he went back and bashed them.
Yeah,
So never mind, fuck that.
Y'all all suck. I meant to tell you that. Y'all
I
all
had
trash.
the best album out of that.
I thought Drake did go to Wyoming. That's how we found out he had a kid.
No, that was
I thought Pusha T. That was one of the albums because Pusha T made an album up there
so
as well.
Pusha T went down there and told him.
Yeah.
Damn. And then he did that Whoopity Scoop.
Yeah,
song.
Which is the greatest.
That is the greatest.
That's the greatest diss track ever.
I love that.
Ever. That's the greatest diss song
because it
ever.
sounds amazing. And then the last verse.
I mean, no one knew what it was.
No one. We didn't know the story behind it at the time.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the beat he sent Drake, and then was like, Drake made a whole song to it and was like, no, I'm gonna erase your vocals. When Drake records, it has to be worth $120,000 minimum.
Right.
Those verses, he was just like, nah, I'm just gonna delete that and say poop the scoop.
Poop diddy scoop.
Yeah. He does that on all them joints now.
That's hilarious.
Like and the
He
Kids
did
See
it-
Ghosts.
Yeah.
He did some of that shit. But 808s is your favorite?
Yeah, I like 808s. Mostly just, it was just like the first one that he like did that was completely different. Like that was his first different album. It was
That
like,
was one that people also hated.
oh, everyone hated that album when that shit came out.
Mhm.
And then I was like, nah, it's really sweet.
That shit changed everything though.
It
That
did.
shit changed music.
It did. That's a great album.
Because
like, I
no
hate it.
rappers were talking about emotions and shit
No.
before that. Like for real.
Right.
Like talking about like, because that was when after graduation, like his mom passed away and then his fiance left him.
Yeah.
And then he wrote the whole album in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. In like a month.
And I was like, how the fuck do you do that? And that's like a great, and it still holds up.
It does.
Like you can listen to it and be like, that was made last week.
Yeah.
Like it's timeless.
Yeah, all his stuff's pretty timeless. Other than like the first two albums. But
Oh, you said other than the first?
yeah, other than like the first two. They're like very like in time, but like still before their time.
Yeah.
Right?
That
They were
was like-
different during
he,
the time.
He got everybody at the height of their like Twista, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I can see how that
Selena.
ages it a little bit of
Just the
having.
look, because people wouldn't know like Jamie Foxx back then was like the music guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was on a run.
It just sucks because like he influences so much like a modern day art
Mhm.
that you can't really fucking escape it.
Mhm. And
No
now
matter how
you're
much you try.
and like the older you get, you see both sides. Like, oh, this was the original
Yeah.
kind of thing, and it's weird seeing it. Or it's like people are saying like the next Kanye, where it's like Kanye is still
There's no.
It's just like saying the next Elvis.
Yeah,
there's no next Elvis.
There's no next.
there's no
no
next
next Beyonce.
there's no next
No.
like
There's
great.
no Michael Jackson. There's no next nothing.
Just Lil Nas X. He's sweet though.
He is. He's super dope.
We were heavy like when Panini came out. We were bumping that shit so much.
They was like, he's gay. I was like, all right, man.
It's like-
do you?
Yeah, there's like two bunnies that live down. We were watching them last night. They just like
I
chill
thought
around here.
people were like watching the podcast or something.
Yeah.
They had like an audience.
That was like a little cottontail right
No.
there. But what were we talking? Kanye.
Yeah.
Literally squirrel. You were like squirrel. You were like,
Shoot, I got a
literally.
bunch of pictures. I took a bunch of pictures of them. I was watching them all last night.
But yeah, Kanye.
Yeah,
That's it with that discussion.
it is.
Now what? Are we at a?
Oh, don't ask me.
We're at a
please.
standstill.
We haven't talked about any movies. We'll like touch a
We
movie
touched on
and
a
then we'll
movie.
like jump to something else.
I mean,
Then let's
when
talk
we
about-
when we have guests. It can be
Really?
You
It's just-
we're,
it's just-
we're
it's
tad
just
bit
off
more
the-
loungy.
Off the
Yeah,
cuff.
We're tad
we
bit more
don't
loungy.
because we know what we talk about.
Okay.
Kind of thing, and it's like we kind of get in. We know the mindset of just like okay, movie. We all watch the same movies relatively,
Right.
and so we kind of we're all on the same like frequency in a way.
Okay.
But like when we like a guest that's never been on before comes on, we kind of like adjust to you,
True.
and like you also adjust to us. So it's like
Okay.
kind of figuring it out. But like, let's talk movies then.
Shoot, we can talk movies. We can talk about whatever. Actually, I want to know, what are you into? What do you be? What's your day to day?
Like like one of the like day to day.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like a Kanye album where it like depends on the vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like not day by day, but more of like every other week. I'll be like, you know what? I'm really into like 50s like old noir movies.
Okay.
And then like like a month later, I'll be like, you know what? I want to watch like old Japanese like samurai horror movies, and then like be like, you know what? I want to get it, or I'll get into a director. I'll find out about a new like Swedish director, and I'll be like, I want to watch all of his movies.
Okay.
And then like find out like if anyone else knows about him, and be like, oh, this guy's actually like the greatest director of like ever, and then influenced movies today. But like not too long ago, I was super into like 60s French musicals, and I was like, these are fucking amazing.
Really?
And
sounds like everything I'm just not cool with.
That's what Rob says every time, and that was the beginning of the podcast.
That's the beginning of the Nate scale.
Like
It's
musicals,
on the scale of
you
Nate
can
to
just
Rob.
like check me out.
Done, son, except for Rent.
No, once someone starts singing, I'm just like,
I feel like it's like everybody. No, dude, you don't get it.
I
We
try.
get it.
My wife loves musicals. I can't.
I'll have to make her a list because these movies are fire, and you'll cry.
I'll cry.
It's not. I promise you're not going to change his. I'm like, it's hard.
I because that's one thing with Rob. Like, I love like a lot of these like old foreign movies or like any movie, and then like I give up on trying to convince Rob of like try to like these like absurdist
Right.
like crazy movies or whatever.
Those are museum movies. Musicals are different. It's too random. It's like I'm getting into the story, and then she just like, hello.
Like,
And
it's
start
not
like-
even like that.
you're like, whoa, dude. It's
Like, oh, you got me 35 minutes in. Bro, you got me. Like, I'm already
got
committed
me.
at this point.
Right, you got me into the movie. God damn it.
And I think you're thinking of like West Side Story.
I'm thinking about that zombie movie that got me over Christmas. I was like, ooh, a Christmas zombie movie. And I was 20 minutes into the movie, and then she closes her locker, and the shot changed. You know how they do like a musical? If somebody closes their locker, she turns around real hard, and I'm like, the fuck is going on here? And then she just starts singing, turn the movie off. And I was like, no, you got me, son of
Damn.
a bitch. You got me 15 minutes in, you got me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like when people like you just asked me like what movies are you into, like you know when you ask people like what kind of music do you listen to and they say everything.
Yeah.
Like that's me with like I kind of watch everything.
You can do anything.
Like not anything, but like you know what I mean?
If it
Because like
piques your
I'll
interest,
stay away from
you'll
I
jump
stay
in
away
it.
from like Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
you know, or Jurassic World or whatever. Because I saw that shit in theaters because I went with my parents,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this is actually bad. Like because people were like, oh, it's not that good. It's just a cash grab, whatever. But my parents wanted to see it, and I fuck with Jurassic Park.
Right.
But I went and watched it, and I was like, oh no, like
It's like a modern day, just like
this is
super
like
easy blockbuster.
What could you do after saving the dinosaur?
exactly. And like here's what I was saying. I was like venting to Tatiana.
I thought that was the end. I was like, they saved the dinosaurs from that
I was
island
like,
they've
it's
been on
so,
for 30
like-
years.
Like self unaware of like we got to stop messing with the past and we got to just like move forward. We got to get rid of this. But it's like you're literally making a sequel of an old ass movie, and it's like. Do you not
They don't
realize?
understand.
It's
yeah.
like you're literally going against the logic.
Like
of this.
everyone loved Jurassic Park 2. Let's do it again. But everyone hated that movie.
And then like Jurassic World, like I guess like just make one, but they're like, no, we're gonna do a trilogy of Jurassic World.
I really thought they were gonna do like the Fast and Furious like style and just do
They're
something
gonna
like
do
completely
Jurassic
off the
Park
wall.
because they're both Universal. They're gonna do Jurassic Park, Fast and Furious crossover movie.
See,
That's what has to happen.
it
because-
does.
The thing that's left.
Because we came up with the plot line. We put
Oh, you guys already mapped this out.
Yeah, absolutely.
of
Absolutely.
how did it go? Or they went to space. So Fast and Furious 10, they're gonna
Yeah.
go to space, and then go to time travel. Something about time
Yeah,
travel.
11
They're
has to
gonna
be
go
like time
No,
travel.
they're gonna go so fast
Yes.
that they end up like going back in
Like
time.
the
But then
DeLorean.
they come back to the present and they have all the experience from the dinosaurs driving back then. It was something like
It
that.
was
Maybe
some-
they had time travel.
No,
then
it was
you can
something
go
like
like
they
20.
no. They go back in time, like you know the plot of Endgame.
Yeah.
So they go back in time to like Too Fast, Too Furious, and do a mission, whatever, spy mission to save somebody. Come back to present day Fast and Furious 10, and then like at the end credit scene, they could have a like Tyrese and Ludacris fuck up the machine, and they end up back in the dinosaur age, and then boom, Jurassic Park, Fast and Furious.
Tyrese and Ludacris were the stars of the
What the
last
fuck? That would be.
No, Too Fast and Furious, Ludacris. Murdered
I don't
it.
know if they'd have the budget for all that. To be real with you.
No, Fast
Oh,
and
China's rolling it. China's bank.
China's like, let's do this. China's game.
That's why Fast 9.
I mean,
was
you
so
guys
bad.
already got investors.
But like Rob
Tencent.
knows I fucking hate all of those movies.
I do. I'm not a fan either. I mean, I watched them, but
They're like the Expendables now.
yeah.
It's like I don't know how people.
Our friend Sammy just dragged me
Watch
to
'em,
them.
dude.
All
It's
the
crazy.
movies.
All of the Fast
Yeah.
movies.
He dragged
made
me to
you
the.
go.
Well, not dragged me. We went and watched the Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah,
movie.
yeah. Now I want to see that.
Yeah,
I
that
wanna
was
see
actually
that.
awesome.
The Unbearable Weight,
Yeah,
Massive
yeah.
Talent, whatever.
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet.
I'm happy he brought me to that one.
Was it meta?
It was
like
it was
the-
awesome.
Yeah.
Very meta.
You're a big Nicolas Cage fan, or you just
I
want to
know
go
he enjoys Nicolas Cage. I like Nicolas Cage.
Do you have a go-to like?
The Rock, Face Off.
Yes.
Those are the ones that
Rock.
just like I
hitter.
watched growing up.
That's
The
like a
Rock
good
is
one.
crazy.
Oh, The
Which
Rock's
is crazy. I
awesome.
thought you were gonna be like Next or like
I've never seen Next.
or what's in like Face Off is good.
Yeah, I've watched more of the older movies that were just like on TV growing up.
Mhm.
Like after that,
I'm trying to think of his older ones. I can't think of any, but like Nick,
Raising Arizona.
yeah, like Nick Cage turned into like a weird
yeah,
like character of himself, and he's but he's like so aware of it.
yeah,
Because I read his book. It's not his book, but like it's a book about him that just came out when the movie came out. It was like at the same time, and it was basically like going along movie by movie and era by era of Nick Cage, and like how he's like very like expressionist, and like the style of acting he does is like so like it's on purpose.
he's turned his life into an art form.
Yeah, and he's
Kinda.
like he's aware of like the memes, and he's aware of like how he's a walking meme, and how people are like, oh, Nick Cage, fucking national treasure, is the best or whatever. And it's just like, but he's like he knows what people are doing.
Right? I mean, at that point, if
And that's
you
why he
don't,
did the
you're
movie.
you're gonna be fucking crazy.
That's exactly why he did the movie about like I forgot, I haven't seen it, but I know it's about like he meets a super fan,
Yeah,
and he's like reenacting all the redoing every movie he's ever done. Or
yeah,
some
and
shit.
it's about like he just. Yeah, it's a very meta movie where it's a movie within another movie within this.
Because I heard
weird
it's like
plot.
like it's like a comedy that turns into like an action that turns into like a spy movie. Or
Yeah, it jumps a lot. I mean, I was kind of just
Like they were like, let's do every movie he's ever been in and put it all inside of like one thing.
yeah, pretty
Take another
much.
water? If you
You
got
looked
one.
like you were parched. You were like,
It should be in the refrigerator.
Or like something to drink. I can feel that AC like blowing out. now.
Right.
That shit feels good. Like when I go like this. Oh, a Voss water. God damn. Oh yeah, pass it. Down the chair.
Flash, be careful.
Can you hand me that, John?
Oh, I'm sorry. Checking my.
Oh, and it's cold too. Fuck yeah. What were we talking about?
Something. I think we stopped on Nick Cage.
Yes, Nick.
What is he looking at?
Everybody looks when you see microphones and camera. Everybody stops.
Right.
They have to know what's going
He's gonna be like, y'all can't record here.
Like, it's not a porno, so we don't need a license.
How much on? But is that a FedEx shirt?
He does look like a FedEx
on.
shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, but yeah, Nick Cage. He's like one of those people where I have to like I have to like change my mind to be like, okay, like I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be like this crazy.
I have to like work. I have to like build myself up to watch a movie.
Mm-hmm. That's how I mean, that's how I still am, but like that's how I really had to be. Where it's just like I need to like take like a day off of like not watching shit,
Right.
and to like be able to watch like a certain type of movie.
Yeah.
But it's like now it takes me like 5 minutes. I'll be like, you know what? I actually do want to watch that movie. Or sometimes I'll put on a movie and be like, you know what? Nah, like this isn't
Not
like this
now.
isn't the vibe. I gotta watch
I
like
need
a
to
more
enjoy this a different way.
slower one, or I gotta watch a more upbeat one and shit like
Right.
that. But that's kind of what it turned into, and I guess it's the same thing as like I guess being like a graphic designer or like a music producer is like once like you know how it's made, like when you see it out in the world, you're kind of like you know what's bad and what's good, or what's poorly done, or what's like lazy work and
Right.
what's not.
Yeah,
Cash grab
after
stuff.
doing something, yeah, you can judge the craft. Yeah, exactly like Rob said.
Yeah, like cash grab.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it could get annoying when something's popular and it's just like that's just.
But then like you'll do like the research behind the artist sometimes, and you'll be like, actually that's badass.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, Picasso can draw. Like,
well,
like if you look back at him, you can always like he's a beast, but he doesn't have
like
to
when you
show
look
he's
back
a beast.
like at his like when he was in art school, like doing portraits.
Yeah.
You're like that wasn't his thing. Like they're obviously good, but like when you see his like,
Right.
masterpieces,
Yeah,
like,
it's-
Picasso is a genius.
Exactly.
Which I used to think when I was a kid that Picasso was like 1700s, like 1400s. But I was like, oh, he was alive like not that long
Yeah, very
ago.
recently.
And I was like, fuck. And that was when I was getting into painting, trying to be like almost trying to be pretentious of like, oh, I know about, you know.
So you have like those like super like what's the word?
Like deep cut?
intricate like art conversations and shit like that.
Yeah, where it's just like I know about it, and
Yeah.
then but like that started when I was like 12 or 13, like just having an iPad.
Yeah.
And just being like, you know what? I would watch old movies on YouTube and like just fucking get into anything and
You're
everything.
just curious about
Yeah, and I would just look shit up and read about it or watch videos about it on YouTube or whatever, and then just now, but like now, almost like 10 years later, I like just know that shit now. Where it's just like almost like you seen Slumdog Millionaire.
Nah. Them movies that like hit your heart, I don't be watching them.
The one that make you cry.
Yeah, I stay away from
those. John don't do emotions.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need that right
John
now.
don't do emotions.
Like them, none of those. Like you guys were talking about Pixar in the last one. I was like, not a fan of Pixar.
Not even one Pixar.
I mean, I like the animation because it's art.
Yeah.
But like the stories are, I understand them. They do hit your heart. They're great
But
movies.
you're like,
It's
you
not
know
something I'm
gonna-
gonna turn on and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even seen because we did that episode for Lightyear. For Lightyear, and I haven't even like watched it because I know it's gonna be like some kind of message or whatever, or it's gonna be like a metaphor, and I'm gonna be like,
It's like your friends really matter. Call your friends. Do stuff like that. I'm like, I
it's
don't
like
need
I
to hear
fucking
that
know
shit.
that already.
I see my friends every week.
I don't want to talk to them. They piss me off, man.
We do.
No, I love them though. Yeah.
What else? What else do you do? Photography? Are there any photographers
Shoot.
that like you're into or you follow on Instagram? Maybe they don't have to be like crazy.
Not really.
famous
Like
or-
the photography one's more of just like I've just been doing it straight myself. Like
Oh, okay.
my boy, one of my boys I know back in DC. He used to do photography. He still does. He kind of got me into it.
How long have you been doing like just as a hobby?
photography? Probably like 10 years.
Oh shit. Damn. that's
And I
amazing.
just started doing the film probably 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. I don't think I even I don't want to knew it, but like as far as like it still being a thing,
Yeah.
until like 2014, and then like as far as actually doing it, I was like maybe 18,
Okay.
and like I got a camera from like an old like record store or some shit
Right.
like that. They just had it in a glass casing. I'm just burping like shit. And then like just doing it and then seeing on Instagram that like it's like a hipster thing to do or
Right.
it's like a artsy thing to do. And I'm like, nah, my shit's cooler. Like I kind of stay away like shit that is cool, but like it's so like stigmatized of just like
Yeah.
the people that like it or the people that do it, where it's just like not like film photography.
Now that everyone's doing it, it's not cool.
yeah,
right?
it's like saturated.
You're trying to like, I'd be like trying to find like the thing that people will be hitched onto in like the next 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Something like
like
that.
view it like, and then honestly, a lot of that shit is shit that's not happening now,
Right.
Or like shit that you don't know of or that nobody knows of.
Yeah.
Kind of like, because people say like everybody has a podcast, but it's like I'm the only person I know that has a podcast.
Oh, there's millions of podcasts. Like, yeah, so there's billions of people. Like, what's your
So, but
point?
listen to mine because it's actually good.
Yeah.
And it's like I knew one other dude with a podcast, and I was on it, and it wasn't good. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and I encourage people to make podcasts. I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
people who want to make one, I'm like, do it, just
Please.
do it. Like
Please.
I might not listen to it, but like do it.
I mean, it's expression. Why not? Like, I think that's what we need now. We need some expression
Yeah, and
from
because
everybody.
podcasting is like that's the main reason why I wanted to do it was because, you know, I know so much about movies and I watch so many where it's just like, and there's no, you know, movie podcast to listen to. So I was just like, I'll be that podcast that I would like.
Right.
Which is like, I think that's a good like mentality to use for like creating art.
Easily.
Like, I don't know if I haven't thought about it, but I don't know if I would say podcasting is art.
For sure it is. I mean, look at this. You had to get set up. It's not, I mean, I see art in everything. Like
Yes.
from
Yeah.
construction to
Yes.
cutting the grass.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
I think art is just, do you care about it? Like
Art,
do you-
because art is anything that moves you.
Yeah, exactly. And the way you guys film it, shoot, we're out here shooting on a Sunday.
Yeah, this is fucking nice.
This
it
is sweet.
Great. Great.
But like as far as just like, because podcasting obviously is nothing but expression
Yeah.
and like perspective, and it's just a lot of people create a podcast, do it for like 3 weeks, and they're like, nah, I'm good. And I've known one of my brother's friends. He's a funny dude, and he has like a very like cool personality, that like an interesting personality that was like, wow, if he had a podcast, that'd be wild, because he talks pretty reckless. But it's like, if he had, and he started one, I was like, cool, like that'll be like a fun podcast to listen to, because like every time I'm around him, like I enjoy talking to him.
Yeah.
But like he started it, and like he didn't really know what he was doing, which like I'm not expecting the first episode to be like well done,
Right.
but it's just kind of like, it was so, you could tell.
Like he had the lightning, he just didn't know how to fucking wield it.
Yeah, and he was just like, you can tell it was him and his friends just like, okay, now, like,
Let's talk about this.
and it was like forced, like, and it was like all inside jokes that no one else, that you couldn't get,
Right.
and it was like, what the fuck?
Remember that one time? Yeah, yeah. It's,
yeah.
it's like fucking
They'd
hilarious.
be like, yeah, don't say that, don't say that. Like, don't do that.
And it's like, that's not like podcasting, but there's also like the flip side of that, where it's like people try to be like Joe Rogan, where it's just nothing but like, oh, tell that wild story, or tell this story.
Yeah, I've listened to the Rogan show a couple times. It's informative. I mean, I can't
Sometimes.
really listen to it like fully, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, but another time, I'm not a big enough fan of Joe Rogan
Yeah.
to be like, you know what, I'm gonna tune in this week, like kind of thing. It's like,
True.
but if he has a sick guest, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, it's more for like who's he talking
Joe
to.
Rogan
I'm not
is the
trying to, like-
person that when people are like, I don't listen to podcasts, he is the person that they'll listen to.
yeah,
Because
he's a good
there's
entry level.
There's somebody he's gonna talk to that's gonna be like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I'm gonna listen to him, just talk to him. Most people who start listening to podcasts start with Joe Rogan, and then they kind of
Yeah, he's a good like entry level
Yeah.
podcast.
Okay.
Because like he might have been the first podcast I ever listened to. I think.
Mine
Him-
was definitely Oprah.
Yeah, him and, yeah,
I was
that
like,
was it.
huh?
Him and Brilliant Idiots. That was my first.
Yeah, brilliant idiot.
But all those people have, Joe Rogan's been podcasting for 13 years. He said Brilliant Idiots.
That's
said
crazy.
They've been going for almost 10.
Right.
So it's like, and Charlamagne kept saying, he was like, podcast is not going nowhere. Like, we listen to the people like, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's just people talking. It's just people talking. Now Conan O'Brien has a fucking podcast. Justin Long has a podcast.
I think I started listening to podcasts like Dig Nation. That shit
Yeah.
was like 2012.
Yeah, that's before you didn't know, like, it was on your iPod. You're like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is podcast?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
I used to think you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, download this thing. You're like, I'm not downloading.
I'm not downloading shit.
You got me. I ain't
Like, I'm not
downloading
touching
the
that button.
motherfucking thing. Yeah, you
Like
ain't gonna
download,
trick
I'm
me.
gonna run out of space. Like,
Yeah, come on, dog.
Like I'm not
My
touching that
mom's gonna
purple
be mad
button.
as shit if I download something.
but it's like,
podcast.
but I don't know. Like podcasting is such a new thing too, for everybody. Like making it, and also like it being a new like popular medium of
Right.
like tuning into a conversation and shit like that. And it's, people could get people have the confidence of like, you know what, I should start a podcast. And it's just like, it took me like 3 years to be like, I'm gonna do it.
I mean, you're good though. You can talk.
I'm all right.
Yeah, I don't fucking talk. I couldn't start a podcast.
There's times where it's like, there has been times where like we're not in the mood to talk for an hour, and then we talk for an hour, or an hour and 45 minutes, and it ends up being a really good episode. Like But while we're talking, we're like, this is shitty. We're like, sorry, we're mailing it in.
Like there's nothing really. There's no substance.
We gotta
here.
go. And then I listened to it. I'm like, this was like one of the funniest ones.
Okay.
But that's happened a couple times, where it's just like, but it's only been like 1 or 2 times where I've been.
That's the magic, right? Sometimes you'll just be working on something, you have no direction on where it's going, and it just becomes this awesome thing that you can't recreate.
Where you're not trying.
Yeah.
And I think that is where a lot of great art comes from, where it's by accident, I guess.
That means you're gaining experience. You know what you're doing.
And I'm sure you've
Real
experienced like the same thing.
Sometimes I'll be working tirelessly, not tirelessly, waking up morning sometimes, and I'll just actually sometimes it just falls into place. It's like a puzzle.
And like that's why I keep bringing up like you doing graphic design, because of your like rendering you do.
Yeah,
it's so like, and I love it because it's like you do almost like characters. Yeah, like because of the style you do.
True.
Like the way everything looks, it's so similar but different at the same time.
I try to just like use the character kind of just like mostly for my learning purposes, like because I'll use most of the programs I use for work, like actual to make money. Yeah, so then more of my art is just kind of me like practicing how to actually use this and like make it like applicable.
Yeah.
Applicable. I cannot fucking say that word.
Yeah, it's one of those words. Applicable. Or applicable.
Applicable. There we go.
Is it applicable?
Applicable.
I just like saying that.
PG County, baby. PG County, baby. Woo woo.
But yeah, that's more what my art is. More experimenting. I just love experimenting, seeing what I can make, mixing mediums. Like I'll mix photography with 3D render.
Yeah, there was one you made that Rob showed me where it was like, what was it, like a table?
Yeah, I thought it was a real table.
I thought it was a real picture.
Oh, yeah.
The flamingo table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
I did that with like a full render, took a picture, scanned like a drawing.
Yeah, how does that, can you explain that to me?
That actual picture?
Like or you could use that as an example, but like just what is the process? Is it?
I mean, it depends what I'm working on. Like I could be doing like Blender is what I'll use for like 3D creation, like if I have to like make a model,
because I see you like drawing.
Yeah, I draw, and
then you just put that into.
I could draw and then bring that to like Photoshop, Illustrator. That's like basic graphic design.
Yeah. But as far as like the rendering, that
more Blender is the 3D program. I'll use like Substance, like some of the Adobe suites. You can like create like materials.
Do you
and stuff.
do 3D printing?
Not yet. I need to get a 3D printer.
That would be dope.
I'm like still shopping for a good one since there's like it's still relatively new and expensive.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, but I had one at my like previous job where we would like print shit.
Yeah,
but that was fun to use.
Because I think I had a conversation with Rob where you made the one of him. I think.
Yeah, I did that drawing last time we came,
and I was like, you should get like heads. Like we could pay like whenever you get like 3D printing, whatever, like access, like the heads of like me, Mended, Rob, and we could get like rings and we can all like put them together. But it's all like designed by you.
I like that.
That's
cool. A sweet idea. You could do like the 3D print and then just like make a mold, make the joint gold, like an actual, maybe silver,
and then we all fucking join forces. I've thought about that so much.
Do some product. You guys want to do? I make product for a living. We can do some.
Like what?
I've done
like legit merchandise.
Yeah, we do. I've done product all over the Xbox. Have you seen the Xbox fridge?
The Xbox what?
Fridge. We did an Xbox
the fridge. Yeah,
I worked on that project.
Oh shit.
With the company I'm working for.
That's
right
crazy.
Now. We do a lot of like Marvel, Xbox Friends. We touch all.
Why didn't we
start
with this?
You kind of did, but
it's kind of the thing I kind of just like keep on the back burner. I don't really like.
No, now's not the time.
There's a wasp. I'll kind of like I'll tell people, but
no, dude,
I could go for hours.
You gotta
I try
put
to
the
like
shit on the table.
I try to like keep that low key.
No,
but
just a lot of you have
please
NDAs.
I do actually have NDAs, but I mean, it's more of just like, so you can't
Tell
really
'em.
see just what I'm working on.
Oh, okay,
But-
okay.
Yeah. I do products I'm working on like
Like what with Marvel have you done?
everything. Spider-Man, Black Panther, every Thor, Love and Thunder, every movie I've touched.
But like,
it.
what do you do though?
We just do product design. So like product that will go into Walmart, Target.
Okay, like
You can buy it. It's like lamps, like novelty stuff.
oh shit. Okay,
Yeah, we do like housewares.
damn, that's kind
Stuff
of
you don't. John does
Just
just stuff
like-
where you're like, oh, I never even thought
Yeah.
about that, like part of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
entire.
Where it's just like Pixar sells socks.
Yes,
and it's
we
like,
and we make the socks,
that's
and then we
wild.
sell it to whatever store. I don't want to.
But merchandise is most of their income. A lot of those
It's a
places. I
it's-
think they lose money on the movies most of the time, but
Yeah.
that merchandise is
Like ticket sales and stuff. I guess
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
it's a huge industry where
like when you have like a budget for merchandising is insane.
they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just for like one product.
John gave us before Minecraft really took off, he was giving us merch that he was doing for them. Like
That's
before
wild.
Minecraft became like the YouTube.
Yeah, because
sensation.
now there's Minecraft everything.
I'm pretty sure I've touched like a good chunk of that.
Damn, we have a fucking.
I've been doing
Told
this.
you.
Why-
I'm like the
for a
coolest
long
person I
time.
know. I wasn't joking. I was like, it's the coolest guy I know.
Dude, you gotta tell me everything.
We're at an hour 15 also.
I don't know, man. I do so much shit. I work every day.
Like
Just-
yeah,
just
that's
doing,
what I
like,
should ask. Like,
right
what's
now-
your daily like
Shit, I'll just wake up,
routine?
fucking coffee, 10 o'clock, all the way up to 8 o'clock.
Just like fucking grinding it out.
Yes.
Just like like original ideas, or working on
Sometimes
like
it depends
concepts
on
with
what the
people?
project, like who our big project coming in.
And you're
Mostly
working
right
on something now.
I
I'm
am
guessing?
actually right now.
Like a big. We're talking
It's
Marvel.
big. I'm mostly handling more packaging now. I found it to be a little bit more relaxing.
Like packaging for like toys and shit.
It's
or-
the same stuff, yeah. Toy packaging, lamps and stuff. So like we'll create the product from. I'll start from start. We'll start to finish. We'll do like product ideation. We want like 20 of these products. It could be a lamp, 6 random things. I don't know.
like 6 different.
Yeah, products
Okay,
that are kind of like in line, and then we'll have our designers.
and you're one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them. We'll
And-
design random products as concepts using 3D renders, drawings, whatever. Whatever looks awesome.
How
And,
many designers are usually in one project?
It depends on one designer can handle like all the products. We'll build out lists. We could be like 20 products.
Like, what's the most amount of designers like you've been a part of in one product?
Probably like 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all right.
We'll
That's-
do like that was years ago doing probably like a big pitch for like Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And that's what we'll concept out, show it. So these pictures have to be like awesome, and we'll like show them to the buyers.
Like finished, like presentable.
Kind
shit.
of. They have to
No,
be,
not
like-
finished, but like presentable shit
Yeah.
where it's like a concept.
where it looks real enough for them to trick the person buying it to think that it's real, and they love it. Right. So
Was
we're
that
always-
like something you would like? Would like a flamingo table be like kind of like that?
kind of? That's more of just like just to see that I can make it look real enough, right?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So it's got to be like realistic. It's
Yeah.
not like a.
People will love it. Not people, but the buyers will love it if it looks real and it looks like it's done already,
Oh
and
shit.
they just eat it up.
But like, there's been times where it's like it's trash, but they're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
This
where
is amazing.
It could be just like an idea, and they'll be like, "I love the idea." Like there was an idea where I did like a Yoda desk diffuser, and it looked like Yoda was sitting like in his swamp, and you could see like the crash X-wing,
Damn.
and then like the smoke from the diffuser.
And that was like a product that came out.
It never came out because I don't think we ever. I think the company dissolved by then, and we never picked
damn.
it back up.
When was that?
Shit, 2018 maybe.
Okay, not that long
Yeah.
ago.
So I mean, it's still there. I can always pitch it if they're ever looking for something like that.
That's pretty dope though. That seems like stressful as fuck too.
Deadlines, especially. I hate deadlines.
Are you a procrastinator?
Kind of. I could be working right now. I should be working right now.
We're fucking sitting
Look,
down.
everybody looked at Alice and was like, "Is he?"
I was working pretty much all the way up until you guys got here.
All right, cool.
But
I don't want
yeah.
to feel bad.
No, don't feel bad.
All right. But
Um,
that sounds stressful, but like cool when it's done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because as far as like product design, that I feel like that's a lot on your shoulders, in a way. That's how I would feel about it.
yeah, product is probably the best part, probably the easiest part because you're the one starting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then packaging is more intense because you have an actual hard deadline.
Mhm.
Like I had my boss call me on Saturday, was like, I need this right now.
And it's weird because there's like a psychology to it,
Yeah.
like for like selling it. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's what maybe like some big, companies try to look for.
Oh, for
Or
sure.
just like this is like, because I work at Target
Mhm.
and like there's like a certain company, say like Pepsi will pay like extra money so their shit will be in like the middle shelf, and like and it will be like this high,
Right.
And it'll be in like, say Coca-Cola or another soda brand, whatever, is at the bottom shelf and like it's always there and no one
Right.
ever buys it type shit. But it's like it's especially like that with toys,
Yeah.
to where it's like when you go into the toy section, like certain like the cool things are like right there.
And it's all super consistent.
And like you have to, because like there was a time where there was this person that got in trouble for like putting it like in a different place, when it's like, no, like Hot Wheels paid to put it like in this middle of the aisle and not at the end,
Yeah.
or like the start of the aisle, where it's like you had to have like a section in the middle of it, and it's like, oh fuck, and we all like it's crazy. I didn't even know that until I started working at a store like
Yeah, I started working. We make these shipping things, and we ship them to the store,
Mm-hmm.
and then you guys just kind of like pull them out,
Mm-hmm.
and those are treacherous to build out, but
I can't even imagine that, dude.
it's a
like,
fun
like
job.
what yeah, I'm sure, like I think from the it's just the outside looking in,
Yeah.
where it's just like, that's wild that that's a thing that you do, and it's like cool as fuck. It
Yeah.
can be cool as fuck, but and also stressful.
Yeah,
But I feel like that's a lot of things though. That's being a movie director. That's
I mean,
being
once
a
you get
producer.
into it, you get your groove, then it all comes natural, just like anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have fun doing it. It's
I feel like that's being a podcaster in a way too. That's what it feels like sometimes, especially when the other night
see, it
when you
brings me
gotta
to-
like carry a fucking.
It's a
8-minute
sweet story though. You'll remember it
Yeah, it's fucking. I'm shell shocked,
when you're like 400 episodes in.
and it'd be like there was this one time.
Told him, I said that was a true testament to your ability to host.
It is.
And then I did 8 minutes,
You didn't make
a strong 8 minutes.
You didn't make it, guys.
And I was like, but now it's like whenever I have a guest, I'll be like, it's got to be good. It's got to be good. And that's why I was like nervous to do this one. I was like, what if he's like, I don't like movies? But it's like, I knew you were going to be cool.
Yeah, I love movies. My wife was just over here. Like I was chilling, and then she's just like, "Don't be nervous."
Were you
Yeah,
know what?
I was like, I wasn't nervous at all. I wasn't even thinking
Until
about
you
this.
said, you said, don't be nervous.
Like,
You're
why
like,
would
now
you-
I'm fucking thinking about it.
Why would you just inception me like that? Like, that's so dirty.
But how were you feeling before?
I
recording.
wasn't even thinking. Not even thinking about
That's
it.
good. Because a lot of people are like, I'm nervous. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm just like, trust me. Like, you're good.
You were you were so chill. I was like, does he know he's going to be on the podcast? Like,
Yeah.
I
For a
thought you
second,
thought we were just going to
While
record
we were out
here.
there, I was like, I forgot we were here to record. I was like, we're just fucking chilling.
Nah, this is usually how it is. We'll like hang out, and then I'll end up saying some crazy fucking shit, and I'll be like, time to excuse myself. So I just said the dumbest shit ever.
How are you feeling now, Rob?
Oh, dude, I've been tripping for like the past easily hour. I have been over here like tripping.
Because you were talking for the first like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then like you just been like,
I've been on the shits. Yeah,
That's why
they've been seeing me over here like. I
It was
just
like
realized why you
this
made
close.
this sticker this
It
way.
was
That
like
kind of
this
rolling.
close.
but yeah, you've been a guest that I've been wanting on.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been wanting on.
Dang, thank
For
you. I
like
appreciate
a minute. Like ever since I knew you existed, I was like, why don't we have him on? Because cool people. I want cool people on the podcast.
that. Damn, I've never been called cool before.
Oh,
I doubt that,
You
bro.
are a liar.
I doubt that.
Whatever. I was never cool. I don't be doing
Liar,
shit.
We've been been calling you
literally
cool
the only
since high
person.
school.
You're the only person that calls me cool.
Well, they won't tell you to your face, but we all know. We all have agreed that John is the cool
Not at
one.
all.
Yo,
We're
they'll
not
probably
gonna tell
act
you-
chill, and then behind closed doors,
No,
like this
never
dude's
would tell him
actually-
to his face. I tell him to his face, but nobody else. Like, no.
I'll be
You watched
seeing-
The Office?
I did watch The Office. I love The Office.
Do you remember that? You know how Pam is like the artist?
Yeah.
But there was like when Michael was just like, I would never tell it to her face, but she's a very talented artist. Like, and then she's like, why would you never tell her that?
I can't let her know. I do remember that episode. The Office is classic.
Yeah, I was obsessed
Heavy on
with The Office, dude. It was like when they first moved here, that's when I first got into it. Like it was just, I don't know what it was. I don't even know why I started it, to be honest, because I usually don't like popular things. But I was just like, fuck it, like I'm gonna just start it. And then I started watching The Office, and I watched it 9 times, the whole show, like
Right.
10 times maybe.
I grew up watching Seinfeld. And
Great. I just started it on Netflix.
that's him.
That's my shit.
All
I
day,
can-
every day. That's
I know
him.
everything about Seinfeld.
We binge watched the
None of
shit
us,
out
so
of it.
none of the
good.
rest of the group is only John.
We just let it roll.
Yeah.
And like it's hilarious.
It's insane. It's the greatest show ever.
It's up there for me because
I
it's
love
like
it.
we when we watch Seinfeld, we're like, these outfits are crazy. We're like, because we're obsessed with Elaine,
Okay.
and we're like, her outfits are
They all dress sweet.
yeah
They're all like,
yeah. Julia Louis-Dreyfus
I
dress
love her.
yeah.
her outfits are insane. I'm like, how the fuck?
Like, they were fire.
Where did they come from? And then also like watching on Netflix, like they have like the whole series in 4K, and it's just like you see like this 4K scan whatever has grain on it,
Right.
because like it was all shot on like 35 mil,
Right film.
and I'm just like, holy shit, like this actually looks amazing.
I'll have to watch it. I've never watched it on Netflix.
On Netflix they have like a whole it's all in 4K. If you got like the 4K like TV, 'cause
Right.
my dad has like a big ass like 70 something inch
Just
TV
the
in the
max
in the
size.
living room, and like when you watch Seinfeld on shit, you're like, holy shit, this is like made for like almost a big screen,
Right.
when it really wasn't. But when you watch it, and then also in Jerry's apartment, the exterior is actually L.A. Or no, it's actually like a neighborhood in Chicago.
So you can actually like see out the window. And
Yeah,
shit.
when you look out, but like all the exteriors are all like
That's cool.
all New York.
I've
obviously.
never like looked through at the window out.
It's weird shit like me, not only having a podcast, but like getting into like filmmaking and everything. It's like you just
It makes you
notice.
analyze it.
Yeah, you look at
deeper.
everything, like the way how long a take is,
Yeah.
and then how long they're showing a person's face or a person's reaction or a person's actions.
Yeah.
And an outfit or colors or the way a light is shining, how bright the light is, how dim the light is.
I
Everything.
didn't really like start looking at like stuff like that until you guys started mentioning stuff like that in the movies. Like I would just like watch it for what it was.
Yeah.
Be like, I like that.
Which is how it's kind of supposed to be watched, because that's what a great movie is where you can throw it on and like someone who knows pretty much nothing about the process of filmmaking,
Yeah.
but someone who knows almost everything about it can both enjoy it. Then that's my definition of like a great fucking movie.
True.
Because there are some movies that I think are masterpieces that Rob's like, what the fuck is this? Like The Lighthouse. Like he doesn't.
I started
Oh, I
Lighthouse
guess
and
a
never
good-
finished it.
I know that it's a good movie for like movies, like
Yeah.
for cinema. I know that it's a good movie,
Mhm.
but it is a very like not conceptual.
It is.
I would say
It's very because Tatiana sent me this YouTube video about like a lot of especially modern day movies are like it's more of style over substance.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I hate Euphoria is because it's like it's so like what,
Degrassi with sex.
it's like what the fuck is
The
that?
Degrassi with sex.
Degrassi.
I haven't really watched it, but I've seen like clips of it, and yeah, it looks beautiful.
It looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But everything behind it, and I'm just like,
You're not a fan of it.
I'm like, this isn't even fucking that good. Like, but like, I'll also go and watch The Lighthouse, And then like I watched it with my mom, and she's like, "That was good," but it's like she'll forget about everything about it.
She's like, yeah, I only need to watch it that one time. It's like, I'm not here to.
But like when you watch movies like, have you seen Parasite?
Yes, I did.
Like when you watch movies like that,
Yeah.
you're like, holy shit, this is a great. Because I didn't watch it till after it won the Oscar, all those Oscars.
Okay.
And then
So you didn't watch it in the movie theater?
no.
Okay.
I wish I did, but I ended up watching it like on Hulu.
Yeah.
And when like that movie reaches like different cultures and like it just reaches to every single audience member, you're like, that's a great fucking movie. But Parasite is wild.
It's insane.
Like the whole fucking they like frame somebody to where they have TB, and it's like, what the?
I mean, like the whole movie, it's kind of just like chill. It's you kind of understand what's going on, and then they throw in like this random wrench.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a whole nother level of
it's a
what's
whole-
going on.
Yeah, the movie is like one big like pulling the tablecloth like
Yeah.
out from under you, and it's like, holy shit. By the end of the movie, you're like, what the fuck was that? It was wild. It's a wild fucking.
I'm sorry. I was laughing at the vacuum cleaner. I'm not
Oh yeah, there is a fucking vacuum cleaner.
That shit is loud.
It is.
Is that next door?
I think so.
Because I hear it like just,
She's right here.
or maybe there's two of them. Because I hear one right here.
You can hear it in your mics. That's why I was like, what the fuck, dude? What kind of vacuum is that?
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
The Dyson.
But yeah, Parasite.
It's an old school one with the bag in it. Yeah.
Where are we at now?
We had hour 31.
How do you feel?
I mean, I'm chill. I have a terrible attention span, but I'm keeping it.
We could cut it.
We don't have to. I'm good. I mean, if y'all still
we
want to keep
usually
going.
do an hour and a half.
Hour
just for-
30 is
just for
usually
a
like
video.
it's like
Okay.
a solid like
Most
length.
people aren't
Okay.
gonna watch past.
It's all right, y'all. It's
They're
all
like,
right.
yeah, that's just boring, and then turn it off. Like, because our longest episode is like 2.5 hours,
Right.
or like 2:27.
You just find like the best views within like an hour 30.
yeah, like because that's usually when because my dad was on for like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that, I think, and that's like the most viewed on YouTube.
Right.
Is the highest viewed one, and I'm like, who the fuck is watching this one? Like, not
He got
that
all his friends.
yeah, not that it's like, just everybody at work and shit like
Hey
that.
man, I'm on a podcast. Like, watch this.
But I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest. But
Right.
yeah, it's just like it's another one of those things where it's like where you least expect it, where it's
Yeah.
like the one that's like an hour long. It's like the most popular one or the most viewed one. But like it is fun doing like 2.5 hours because we have like 2 episodes like that. But
Yeah.
still,
Especially if it's like stimulating conversation, or you're just like completely
and it
like
most definitely
engrossed in the
goes off
topic.
topic, like a lot.
Try to bring it back in those episodes. Like this is why we were talking about it.
Yeah, like I don't know how many times I've been like, how did we get here? Or like, what are we talking about? Like,
The last episode yesterday was like that.
it was just we tried to figure it out. We were like, how the fuck? We were like trying to trail back of like, okay, this.
Like this is how it all started.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna go through it one more
Twice
time.
in this podcast episode, just to let y'all know. We were like, where are we? I don't know. Let's just start talking about something.
Yeah, let's all right,
We've done
Kanye.
that twice in this
Just start like in the
episode.
middle of the podcast and just like loop it.
But it's like, I don't know. I think we're good though. It feels good. I don't want to go on too long to where.
We gotta get the kids too. So it's like,
What time is it?
it's 4:50.
Oh fuck. All right.
Perfect.
Then we're good.
All right.
Thanks, man.
No, thank
we
you for
need you on
having
again.
me. Oh, for sure.
For sure.
100%.
In a not a I don't want to say a cooler setting, but like temperature cooler setting.
Yeah.
Episode next time you have.
I
Even
gotta
better.
go over there.
That would be.
My first time in DC.
It's a
I
blast.
think that was the plan. Originally, we were like, we got to go over there and get him on.
Just have everybody. You, Sam. I'm just gonna go through the list of people.
Just like an hour at a time, just
Yeah.
flip through.
I want to
Fucking-
know Sammy's thoughts in movies. He has
Who's
the,
I've never heard.
he
Who's
has
Sammy?
he's like one of our best friends. We grew up with him.
He's like a mixture between me and John. He's like the perfect.
That's wild.
He's like as artistic as John, but like as woo into like that kind of shit. Like
He's a full blown hippie now though.
yeah. He's like he wears like a bull ring. Like he's
A bull
Oh,
ring.
okay.
is that what it's called?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
It's called a bull
A nose ring?
Like,
Oh, it's the
little
septum
thing,
joint,
the
right?
thing that
Oh,
goes
okay,
through.
okay.
Nah, Sammy's
Not
cool.
like a
He's cool,
nostril
though.
one.
No.
No, he has one.
Like a septum.
No, Sammy's the man.
He is the like his palette in movies is just like you can't grow. It's tangible. It doesn't make any sense.
Did you showed me him?
Yes.
He was in New York.
Yes.
You did show me him. Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta have him on.
Yeah.
You did. Oh, say I do
Yes.
know who Sammy is.
Yeah.
You said his palette what?
I say his palate's like tangible. Like he doesn't have a palate. Like it's
broad.
he can watch. Like I can't describe his movie. He loves Fast and Furious, but he also loves Jason Statham.
That's like the same thing though.
But he also loves
True, it is like the same thing.
I was like, it is like the
That is
same
the
thing,
same
but like
thing.
the lighthouse.
Oh,
He probably
yeah.
likes something like that too.
Yeah, he likes.
Okay. Then I gotta yeah.
I would
We
just
gotta get in
refer
touch
back to
with him then.
Sammy.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that'll be the next DC guest. We gotta have
Yeah,
on
we'd
there.
love to have you.
And Corey was another one you told me.
Yeah, Corey. Yeah.
And
They know Corey. Yeah.
and Ian.
Yeah,
Ian, yes. I was talking to him yesterday.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I messaged him.
Yeah, I'm excited then to go to DC.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up, and then we'll be good.
Thank you,
Sweet.
guys.
Thanks for coming
Thank you.
on.
Thank you for having me. I hope I was.
I was so excited. For
All
this.
right.
Oh, you were great.
Because none of this really matters.
I'm just glad it didn't go south.
You were just talking the whole time.
Yeah, I was just like, am I talking too much? But